Panda's falling trees. Panda's falling trees makes every tree fall like trees from dynamic trees, while still maintaining the original trees from vanilla Minecraft. The mod also have support for other mods as long as the log blocks ID is set as a valid log in the config. From the Shadows. From the Shadows is a mod that adds a powerful enemy, Nehemoth, and new equipment. I remember I used to introduce an old version of this mod, now its latest version has Gekkulov animation improvements. Nehemoth is a brutal monster that rarely appears in caves. They harden like stones when exposed to sunlight during the day. But when there is no light or night comes, they start moving again and will use a very brutal attack to tear you apart. Nehemoth can jump high, then smash the ground, knocking the player and surrounding blocks away, and can disable the player's shield for a period of time. If unfortunately caught by Nehemoth, it will lift the player up and suck the player's blood. Nehemoth's sprint speed is very fast, so ranged weapons are not recommended. You can notice that when you draw the bow it can crush you mercilessly. In addition, its claws are flaming when swung, causing high damage to the player. You can also find Soulfire Nehemoth in the Nether. They are stronger than Overworld's Nehemoth and can shoot soul lasers. If you succeed in killing them, they leave crystallized blood, which can be used to make a special material called Diabolium. The Diabolium equipment can take away a small amount of physical strength if all equipment is worn and if damage is done to the enemy. By the way, Froglin can often be found in Lush Cave and eat smaller creatures in one bite. They sometimes leave their legs behind when they die, which can be used to brew Potion of Leaping. Undead Unleashed. Undead Unleashed added a new mob in the latest update, Graveriser. The Graveriser is an undead lich capable of using soul magic, inspired by the nameless one from Minecraft Dungeons. He can be found in soul sand valleys or anywhere during a full moon in the overworld. Graveriser can shoot soulfire projectiles that can partially ignore armor. When he reaches half of his maximal health, his next ranged attack will be followed by summoning 4 skeletons from the ground. And Graveriser burns during daytime like most undead. In addition, the mod also added 2 new items in the update, Tomb Digger and Tome of Reflection. Tomb Digger is a shovel and a weapon at once. Hitting a walking will get temporarily buried in the ground, receiving the grounded effect which immobilizes the target and deals damage over time. It won't work on mobs jumping in midair or flying mobs as they need solid ground below. Tome of Reflection is a spellbook curio that can protect you from damage, unleashing a small soul. Requires lost souls to work and consumes them on use. Mount and Ride. Mount and Ride adds 9 different sticks that allows you to mount and ride more mobs. You can mount a mob by dropping a saddle on it. However, you cannot mount hostile or weak mobs on survival mode. The mobs also have different speeds depending on their size, and it can be increased by right-clicking with the stick. Bamboo on a stick can be used to ride Panda. Fish on a stick can be used to ride polar bear, dolphin, cat and ocelot. Iron on a stick can be used to ride iron golem. Meat on a stick can be used to ride wolf and fox. Seagrass on a stick can be used to ride turtle, squid and glow squid. Seeds on a stick can be used to ride sniffer and chicken. Snowball on a stick can be used to ride snow golem. Wheat on a stick can be used to ride goat, sheep, cow and mushroom. Nature Architect. Nature Architect is a lightweight mod with dozens of nature-themed decorations for ruins, dungeons, houses, and other buildings. Tired of repeating complex crafting recipes for just decorating a house? You can use Stonecutter to make new decorations, fast and simple. Ever wanted to cover any block with grass, moss, or mycelium? You can place a cover on top of it, and it does look good with blocks from other mods too. No unneeded mossy variants for every block. You can place moss patches on any block to make it look mossy. The mod adds many new grass variants, which do not require shears or silk touch to be collected. Most of new decorations have no placement restrictions. Feel free to make a bush on top of fence, or a grass on bottom of ocean. This mod does not interfere world generation or game balance in any way, it's purely aesthetic, but some blocks retain their properties from vanilla counterparts. In example, hoglins are afraid of new warped fungus variants, and new soul sand blocks make you run fast with soul speed enhancement. ClickThrough continued. This is an attempt to make Giselbear's ClickThrough mod work with 1.20. This mod helps you access containers that are marked with a sign or item frame, including chests, shulker boxes, barrels, poppers, and dispensers. Right-clicking a sign or item frame that's attached to a container will open the container instead. Unlike other similar mods, it's purely client-side, so it works on any kind of server. Quick right-click. Quick right-click is a quality-of-life mod which enables players to quickly access many functional blocks without having to place them down. Just right-click the item in the air, without targeting a block. Quickly sleep in a bed, access your ender chest or open shulker boxes. Some will be opened directly, others placed down automatically. Finally, this mod is highly configurable, you can enable or disable certain features at will. Thin air. Thin air introduces hardcore air mechanics, making it harder and harder to breathe the further you move away from the world's sea level. Both adventuring in caves and climbing tall mountains have suddenly become quite dangerous if you don't bring a sufficient air supply. In the Nether, you will also slowly lose air, and in the end, there's no air at all. You can protect yourself with respirators and air bladders, or use potions of free breathing, which were renamed from water breathing. You can also create little pockets of tepid safety for yourself with soul fire, soul torches, or soul campfires. Safety lanterns change color in your inventory and in the world to tell you the air quality around you. Drowned are now more powerful, they will choke the air out of you on attacking. And as a fun bonus, right-click a torch to make it spew particles, perhaps to signal the exit to a cave. GhostZ. GhostZ adds a ghost lantern, an upgrade of vanilla soul lantern used as a very useful lighting tool. With this item, you can place small wisps, temporary light sources to aid you on your journey. You are limited to the number of placed wisps at one time, depending on the lantern's level. This soul meter replaces durability, so the lantern cannot break, which makes it pretty valuable. When at maximum capacity, placing another wisp will make the oldest one disappear. Your lantern gets XP the same way as the player does, by killing mobs while in the player's inventory. It has 4 levels by default, the maximum level has a capacity of 20 wisps. Finally, you can also craft your normal ghost lantern into a placeable form just by putting it into a crafting inventory. Snowy Sniffer. Snowy Sniffer adds environmental interaction with the mob itself. Whenever a sniffer finds itself in a snowfall, in cold biomes, their back will turn snowy and white. This is similar to how large mammals can accumulate snow during a winter storm. You can right-click it with a shovel, and it reverts to the original skin, with a couple of snowballs as a drop. Alternatively, heat in various shape and place can melt that snow down. Cherry Grove Villages. This mod adds a completely new vanilla-like custom village that generates in Cherry Grove biomes. Cherry villages are relatively rare compared to vanilla villages, so look carefully. Fancy Chunks. Fancy Chunks is a mod that adds a fade in animation to chunks loading, like Minecraft Bedrock. Unlike Chunk Animator, it is compatible with Rubidium. So if you prefer Rubidium to Optifine, you can try it. Towers of the Wild modded. This is an add-in mod for Waystones. The mod adds a specific type of structure, tall towers inspired by Towers of the Wild. These towers have a waystone and a chest at the top. You will find a paraglider in the chest every time, on top of other loot. The waystones are used as a beacon to transport between lands for mod packs that might wish to disable Elytra flight or other. Mutationcraft. This mod is inspired from the anime Parasite, the Maxim. The mod adds many mutant creatures to make the game more challenging. Miter is harmless at first, but if you let it live for more than 2 minutes it will evolve into a Necropter. The Necropter is the cause of all the problems, all the infections, all the disgusting mobs roaming around your world. Currently, the mod adds 13 infected creatures, including most animals and villagers. Also, the mod is split into classes, each represent their level of power. Some of the mobs actually have special abilities such as invisibility, morphing creatures, and more. By the way, try not to let Necropter near your farm, otherwise your game difficulty will skyrocket. Trajectory Preview. Trajectory Preview is a client-only mod. The mod shows a visual preview of a projectile trajectory. Currently, it supports Ender Pearl, Snowball, Egg, Potions, Trident, Experience Bottle, and arrows from bow and crossbow. The Porklauncher. This mod adds a new weapon to the game, the Porklauncher 3000. Left-click a pig with the empty weapon and it will be charged. The weapon can launch spinning pigs that explode when they touch something. Once you have a charged Porklauncher, you only have to right-click somewhere in the sky and run. Seriously, it makes a very big explosion. The mod is not truly meant for a vanilla Minecraft experience, just for fun. You can even level a mountain with ease if you have enough pigs. Random mob sizes. Random mob sizes lets you configure mobs to spawn in different sizes. By default, all animals will have random sizes when spawned, making them appear less monotonous. Iron Ender Chests. This mod adds upgrades to the Ender Chests, including iron, copper, gold, lapis lazuli, redstone, diamond, netherite. All Ender Chests have more inventory slots and nice textures, and the netherite Ender Chest has fire resistant. Stabx Modern Guns. Stabx Modern Guns is an add-on for Mr. Crayfish gun mod, adding over realistic and high-quality modern guns with better sounds. Endermite Expansion. Endermite Expansion is a mod that adds new mechanics to Endermites. Every minute, if an Endermite is standing on an obsidian block, that block will have a 20% chance of turning into crying obsidian. This provides a renewable method of farming crying obsidian that doesn't require bartering. When an amethyst shard is dropped near an Endermite, the Endermite will consume it, and will have a 10% chance of creating another Endermite. Since Endermites drop 3 XP when killed by the player, this is effectively a way to convert amethyst shards into XP. BackHome. BackHome adds new teleport potions that returns you to a bed. Tax Town Citizen. Tax's Town Citizen is a data pack transformed into a mod, aiming to enhance villages into towns. Currently, one town is available, and more towns are planned. All the links are in the description. Have fun.